So I want to go over something today. I want to go over something today. Let me show you this first of all. Well, not this. This. Alt-IV. We import a shared object just like we would import a normal module from Revo. It's just that it's a shared object, so that's different. And then we execute functions from there. And that is crazy. That is crazy. Now, in most languages, it is super right? You have to write a super, like a lot of boilerplate code. No, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of that. So what I did here is I just provided the header. And then it has like all of the definitions. But the definitions, they don't really do anything, right? There's no functions here, as you can see. There's only macros. And what it does, well, let me first of all, this is super stupid. So QA, no, QA, let's go sig. GRA expands Q, right? And then you just execute this macro again. I'm gonna check this. I made this for development purposes. I wouldn't actually do this. Don't think so ill of me. And let me format this. Yeah, let's go. So it's a function that gets a VM. I'm gonna do something with it later, because for now you can only do direct memory access and manipulation. You do not want to do that. Even though it's a deterministic language, because this is Zig, right? You still don't want to manipulate stuff directly. Argc, argv, so let me go here. Revo, no, all rv. Right. This is argc of 1, and this is argv of just this, the string pointer, and it is actually serialized into this. And 3 and 4 is like argc of 2 and argv of 3 and 4, right? It just flows. F64, there's nothing more to this. And you do something here. So for now it's kind of pure, right? Because you can do side effects, but that's not intentional. You will be able to do that. That's why I'm passing in a VM. That makes sense, I think. And then you just write the out result. Now, why do you write the out result instead of returning the data directly? That actually makes a lot of sense to me, at least, because if you don't do that, you get complaints from the LSP. No? Oh yeah, it's because I don't have the flag wall set. But if you did have wall set, it would give you complaints. And that is super important. That is super important because every function in Revo is supposed to return something. Right, so for now, it returns like nil, right? But you probably don't want to return nil. Like in this case, you probably want to do tag equals dot atom, revo atom, and dot value equals revo atom. Okay, so we have some predefined atoms that are very much guaranteed to be of certain IDs. So the way atoms are stored, they're just like in 10 strings. You have a big pool of all strings, and when you reuse a string, it just like you refer to a string by its ID, and when you reuse a string, it's like the same ID. So that's how it works. And yeah, so that's how you guarantee like the IDs of those atoms to be 0, 1. They match up perfectly, so that's how they work. And then you return like nothing. They're supposed to be void functions, and I think that makes sense. Maybe. Ooh, now that I'm thinking, maybe I want to return a char pointer, because you never want to crash. You never want to crash like inside of C functions. You want to return like an actual meaningful error, and then you would do that by giving a constraint like back to the interpreter. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, this is super cool. We have all of this. That's a lot of documentation because I want this to be actually usable. There is no like hidden compiled C stuff already in there. There's no functions at all, like in this header, by the way. There's only stuff like this. And what it actually does, ffi.zig. Let me find this. Yeah. So just load the library dynamically. Right, so then lib.open, yeah, right here, and then just look stuff up, because C is an amazing language, and it gives you a predictable layout of everything as long as you compile it with the right flags, right? So, for example, you want to have them non-moving. So this is one of those things, and also there was this option for positional independent code, which I think should improve, like, it should eliminate some garbage collector bugs, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the garbage collector treats those, because they shouldn't be voided ever. So yeah, I just don't include that. And then, yeah, you only need 2 flags and 1 header file, which I think is beautiful. And the thing is, like, you just did this. This is not even necessary. I just did it like now, but you just export like a little thing, and that's it. I think that's beautiful. I think that is so beautiful, and I'm super excited for adding more stuff to this, right? So table access, because this can't really do anything with tables. You can only return numbers and strings and items. And what else can you return here? Let me go back into the header. Let me remember what types I have. Uh, yeah, just that. Unless you pass in like a table or anything else, so you can just return that directly if you wanna. But yeah, I feel like I'm yapping too much, so thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and give me some suggestions if you've encountered this sort of thing ever. Uh, Tell me about it, because I've never seen like I didn't have a reference for this, by the way. I never had like I tried to look for a reference, I couldn't find a reference, so I just did like this like off top. Which means I missed some super important architectural decisions. I tried to match the API kind of to Lua, but like sort of. It's smaller than Lua though. It's smaller than Lua though, which I love about it. But yeah. You also have some standards for documentation, but they're like super consistent across everything else. So it's visible in C, and it's visible. It's going to be visible in the docgen. So we have a docgen file right here, and this format is established for the standard library. And the standard library looks like this. So std string, for example. Above each function, you have stuff like this. So string with. You document the types here because the types are just dynamic for now. But I'm probably gonna add some like compile time things, and then you have like a big like an equivalent of a I don't know, a vtable, I guess. Maybe not. And then you have that at runtime, and then this like checked and such. I don't know, maybe. And then you'll be able to, for example, ask with to being like R. I don't know. And then you expect this to return as as rep. Because you know, there's like this design thing where everything has to return something always. And maybe I'll add some like I don't know, tests do not yet exist like this. There's no tests in the language, which is probably gonna be the next thing I'm gonna add, honestly. But yeah. Oh yeah, and then you're supposed to make wrappers around this. So for example, if you import regex, you'd be like, yo, const regex. No, do end. Let me pretend this is a separate file, because this is kind of equivalent to a separate file. Sort of. No, it's not. It's not. Const fn reg write do end. This is equivalent to a separate file, because every file has like a top level main function implicitly. Because Lua does this, and it's the only thing that fixes all of my issues at once. So I just decided to do this. Const, for example, mod equals import yeah, regex dot so, and then you're like, yo, struct regex, and then like compile whatever from string. I actually don't remember how to do regex. I can't even lie. I did so much like abstraction of regex that I completely forgot about it. Append compile string, and then you do like your mod dot compile string, and then const compile ptr equals all of this, and then you're like, yo, compiled is a what? It's a number. It's a number because it's a pointer. A number is always f64, so you can rely on there being 64 bits of something that it's not going to be garbage collected ever. So yeah, that's the thing that I've decided upon. But maybe, you know, at some point, if I add like runtime type aliases distinct integers, I could make it like, yo, a pointer is just an integer, but it's distinct, so you can't use them interoperably. You can't add to a pointer because that would be stupid. And then self dot no, you return regex, right? With compiled equals ptr, right? And all of that, and you just return the regex, the thing, right? And this is exactly how a file would look, which I love. I love this so much. You know, every single language that I've done, they do not let you do stuff like this. They don't let you just copy paste a file into a function and call it. And that's I don't know. I feel like that's beautiful. I've seen like a few languages do this, and that's it. Lua for sure. Lua is a big one for me. This is like heavily inspired by Clue and like Lua a little bit. But yeah. Let me tell me what you think about this, because again, like I'm a first year uni student, so that means I have zero people who like know stuff like low level stuff. So tell me more. Tell me if you did something like this, because again, I had no reference. Thank you for listening. Let's go.